Okay, let's be real. You're staring at that periodic table, and it feels like you're trying to read some kind of ancient alien code. You've probably spent hours chanting H, he, li, B, right? And then poof, it's all gone the next day. I get it. I've been there. But what if I told you there's a much easier way to make it all stick for good?
Seriously? Does trying to memorize this whole thing feel like an impossible task? You know that feeling? Your teacher calls your name, your heart starts pounding, and your mind just goes completely blank? You know you knew it 5 minutes ago. It's just so frustrating, isn't it?
All right, let's break this down. Here's the thing. There are 2 ways to go about this. You can keep doing it the hard way, endless, boring repetition that just leads to exam stress and forgetting it all right after, or we can do it the smart way. A way that uses these really cool, memorable tricks to build knowledge that actually lasts and gives you real confidence. This isn't about grinding harder, it's about learning smarter.
So why does your brain seem to hit this memory wall? Well, think about your brain like a giant filing cabinet. To store a new piece of information, it needs a hook to hang it on. When you just throw a random list of letters and numbers at it, like H, he, li, there are no hooks. There's nothing for the info to grab onto, so it just falls right out.
So here's the secret. We're not going to fight our brains anymore. We're going to work with them. You can probably remember the lyrics to a song you haven't heard in years, right? That's because it has a story, a rhythm. We're going to do the exact same thing for the periodic table. We're going to give it hooks.
And that brings us to our very first hack, story sentences. This is where the magic really starts to happen. We're about to turn those boring, disconnected elements into stories that are actually memorable and maybe even a little funny.
The official term for what we're doing is using a mnemonic. It's just a fancy word for a memory tool. All it does is take something abstract, like an element symbol, and connect it to something your brain can actually grab onto, like a sentence or an image.
Let's try one right now. Look at the first 4 elements. H, he, li, be. Now look at the first words of our story. Happy Henry lives beside. See that? H for happy, he for Henry, it just fits. Now BCN becomes boron cottage near, and OFNE turns into our friend Nellie. Now let's put the whole thing together and you get a simple little story. Happy Henry lives beside boron cottage near our friend Nellie. See? Your brain can actually remember that.
Ready for the next 10? This one is super important. It covers elements 11 through 20. The sentence is, Nancy's naughty magnesium alloy silently pushed sulfur clouds around King Calcium. I'd seriously pause and write that one down. Say it out loud. This little story connects everything from sodium, Na for Nancy, all the way to calcium, Ca for King Calcium. Okay, hack number 2. This is a fantastic shortcut. Instead of just learning left to right, we're going to start learning top to bottom. These vertical columns are called groups or families. Now, why is this so important? Because elements in the same family have similar properties, and let me tell you, teachers love to ask exam questions about these groups. This is a huge hack for your tests. Let's take a look at group 1, the alkali metals. The mnemonic here is little Nancy keeps rubbing cesium freely. So imagine you get a test question that asks for the first 3 alkali metals. You just think, little Nancy keeps, and boom, you've got it. Li-N-A-K. It's that easy. This is how you snag those easy marks. All right, let's quickly cover 2 more groups you absolutely have to know. For the halogens in group 17, just remember, Fanny cleaned brothers iodine atoms. Simple. And for the noble gases in group 18, it's even easier. You basically just say their names. Heavy neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. If you can master just these 3 groups, you're going to feel like a chemistry genius. Okay, this is my favorite part. This is where it gets really, really fun. Your brain is amazing at remembering things that are weird or funny or even a little bit ridiculous. We are going to use that to lock in those super tricky element symbols, the ones that don't match their English names at all. The secret here is to make the image as vivid as possible. Take iron. Its symbol is Fe. Why? Well, it comes from the Latin word ferrum. So don't just think iron. I want you to picture a bright red Ferrari, but it's made entirely of heavy rusting iron. Can you see it in your head? That bizarre image connects Fe and Ferrari to iron forever. What about gold? The symbol is Au, from the Latin word aurum. Okay, for this one, I want you to imagine a pirate who's just found a giant treasure chest. He holds up a shiny gold coin and he yells, Au aurum! That sound, that excitement,
That picture of gold, it all comes together to lock that symbol right into your brain.
And lead, with the symbol PB. This one comes from the Latin plumbum. Just get a clear picture in your head of a plumber. And he's struggling, he's straining to carry these super heavy pipes made of lead. That connection between plumber, plumbum, and the feeling of heavy lead makes the symbol PB totally unforgettable.
And you can do this for so many others. For silver Ag, just picture a big silver eagle. Eagle. For sodium Na, remember our friend Nancy from the first story? Picture her eating a big plate of salty nachos. And for potassium, K, from kalium, imagine a king K, eating a banana, which we all know is full of potassium.
So what does all this mean for you? Look, knowing these tricks is one thing, but actually putting them to work is what gets you the results. So, I've put together a super simple, totally achievable plan to take you from feeling overwhelmed to feeling totally in control. This is your roadmap.
Here's how you do it. For the first few days, just focus on learning those first 20 elements with the sentence hacks. That's your only job. Then, for the rest of the week, lock in those 3 key family groups. After that, you can start having fun creating your own weird visuals and, most importantly, practicing with real exam questions. See? Small, consistent steps. That is the secret.
So, let's do a quick recap. What are the 3 keys that will unlock the entire periodic table for you? Number 1, use story sentences to turn boring lists into stories. Number 2, learn smarter, not harder, by focusing on the family groups. And number 3, make the tricky stuff unforgettable by creating weird visuals. That's it. That's your whole toolkit. You see, this was never about just memorizing things. It's about understanding how your brain actually likes to learn and using that to your advantage. It's about turning something that causes stress into something you're actually good at. So, what do you say? Are you ready to stop struggling and finally make the periodic table your new best friend?